I am on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. And this is an exclusive Patreon only membership videos where you will get some interesting takes on Vedic astrology, some interesting learning on Vedic astrology, which I can usually will not upload on general YouTube platform. So that will help me grow as a channel, and that will help me take care of the cost of production of this YouTube channel and the other two channels that I have, Punneit Astrology Hindi and Lifetime Soul. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Jupiter, the guru, the ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces zodiac sign, is going to go in a very benefic place of Aquarius. When Jupiter is in Aquarius, it expands the identity of the native. It gives you so much so that you can give. It makes you come into contact of spiritual people, people with a very different kind of thinking. It makes you a thinker. It helps you become philosophical. Aquarius is also a zodiac sign of scientific achievements. So you will see that sudden breakthroughs in science will happen. Healing powers will come. Medicine of impossible diseases will also come, and you will feel much more safe, secure, and you will also see that Jiva, that means the life, will be given to a lot of people, and this means there is a lot of hope for a lot of people. So don't lose hope when Jupiter will be in Aquarius this time, because this time Jupiter is not going to go back to Capricorn. This is a forward motion directly to Pisces. That means expansion of identity, expansion of happiness and prosperity and wealth is always on the card. This is a very auspicious transit, a very positive transit for Jupiter, especially if you are a Jupiterian person like Sagittarius or Pisces, Ascendant Sagittarius or Pisces, moon sign, or if your Jupiter is in Aquarius, or if you are running a Jupiter Mahadasha, or Jupiter Mahadasha is about to come in future. For a very specific kind of people who are Sagittarius Ascendant, Pisces Ascendant, when Jupiter is in Aquarius in your own horoscope, with current Jupiter Mahadasha or Jupiter Mahadasha within a span of next 1 to 2 years, you will see that your entire life will change and you will be made a very good person. You will see a lot of development and success. Jupiter will move on 21st of November, and Jupiter will continue its position till 13th of April. This 5 months of movement is going to be a very crucial movement for humanity, because Aquarius is a humanitarian zodiac. So you will see a lot of humanitarian actions throughout the world, and the more humanitarian you are, the more you are connected with nature, the more benefits you will get by this Jupiter transit. Jupiter will improve productivity, communication, and it will also bring balance in society. It will bring out the balance. We are completely imbalanced right now because of the Saturn transit in Capricorn, and now the same Saturn and Jupiter will combine to give you the necessary stability and the knowledge that you need. The very lesson that Saturn wanted you to teach will now be conveyed by Jupiter. Let's understand for each ascendant what this Jupiter transit has to offer. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and comment your views in the comment section below. Also, follow me on Instagram and Telegram for more quick updates. And if you want to take my consultations, you can drop me an email. The email ID is in the description box below. Let's begin with the ascendant-wise analysis for Jupiter transit in Aquarius. Aries ascendant. For Aries ascendant, Jupiter will move in the 11th house, and Aquarius is placed 3rd from Sagittarius and 12th from Pisces. 11th house is the house of wish fulfillment, desire, network connection. It is also the house of gains and profits. When Jupiter will move in this house, it will expand the gains and profits for you. This is a time much in need for those people who have Aries ascendant and already are facing some financial trouble. While Jupiter was traveling in the 10th house, it was debilitated along with Saturn. It was a struggling time for the career. But once Jupiter goes in the Aquarius zodiac sign, it is going to expand the career, especially if you are connected to mechanical field, technical field, and if you are connected to finance. Jupiter will aspect the third house, therefore it will expand telecommunication industry, or if you are associated with this telecommunication industry, you can also be associated with teaching, and all those teachers, or somehow if you are connected to educational system, if you are connected to the educational platforms, you will also get a lot of benefits because of this Jupiter transit. Jupiter will also aspect the fifth house. With the aspect on fifth house, Jupiter will have greatest blessings for you. This is like an expansion of identity. You will see that most of your problems either will be solved, or at least you will get a way out, at least something will be given to you, a tool, a solution, an answer, or even an understanding that will help you move your life in a forward direction. Jupiter will also aspect the seventh house, which means you can, whoever is trying to get married, whoever are facing obstacles in married life, you will also see that the blessings of Jupiter will be very, very positive for you. Even in business, you will see that you will see growth, you will see expansion, and you will see productivity. But remember, Jupiter in the house of Shani will always have to abide by the rules of Saturn, and Aquarius is a zodiac sign which holds the Mula Trikona of the Saturn, and Saturn will be 12th from itself. So once you get, you will also have to give back, and that is why 12th Lord will be in the 11th house. The more you give, the more you will get. For Aries Ascendant, it's an absolutely marvelous transit. Make the best use of it. Taurus Ascendant. For Taurus Ascendant, Jupiter will move in the 10th house. Now observe that for the entire duration of Jupiter transit, Rahu will be in the sign of Taurus. That means your ascendant is affected by a very strong, a very bold, and a very neo thought process planet, that is Rahu, something that gives you an out-of-the-box thinking. On the other hand, Jupiter will be in the 10th house. That too, expanding your career, expanding the innovative side, expanding your name, fame, success, wealth. So Jupiter transit in the 10th house will be absolutely career changing, it will be life changing, it will be a transit that alters how people look at you. 11th Lord coming in the 10th house also means Karmanneva Adhikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. Because if you observe, your 11th Lord is in 10th house, 10th Lord will be in 9th house, and Rahu will also aspect Saturn. So you will have to work slightly harder, but you will also get a lot of positive output, especially if you have financial problems. If you have not got job, if you are unemployed from a very long time, you will also see some very positive results coming with this Jupiter transit. Jupiter will aspect the 2nd house, and Jupiter will aspect the 6th house. With the aspect on 2nd and 6th while being in the 10th, this lets the finance open up. This will help the bank balance to improve. This will also give you a new job opportunity. This will also help you get rid of any negative prarabdha, and you will also see that you will understand what you will have to do. Rahu was creating too much confusion for you, but Jupiter will now set the things straight, and you will know how to act, when to act, where to act in exactly the way you should act. That means the right guidance will come to you, and you will see the bright side of your life. With the second house aspect, Jupiter is going to give you the blessings, and you should eat sattvic, you should speak sattvic. This will also improve Jupiter's placement in your own natal chart. Now this Jupiter is definitely 3rd from the 8th house. That means definitely a lot of inheritance might also come to you. You will use that inheritance from the family. It can be inheritance of knowledge or inheritance of money. Loan repayment is also possible. You will be more happy with the happiness of the spouse. Your spouse will be happy. That makes your home environment peaceful. So everything seems to be very peaceful, and also it shows that your reputation in your own family will also improve, because when Jupiter goes in Aquarius, it starts aspecting the Leo zodiac sign, which is definitely a zodiac sign of sun, sign of pride, and sign of creativity and expression. And Jupiter will help you express right things in the family. And if you are facing any sort of family related tussle, if you want to buy a home, all these things will now come under the domain of Jupiter, and Jupiter will give you one way out to fulfill your dreams and desires. Make the best use of this, one of the best transit for you. Gemini Ascendant. Now for you, especially if you are a Gemini moon native, you will see that Saturn is in the 8th house, and for you, since Saturn went into the 8th house, it was a really difficult time. Jupiter was also either with Ketu in the sign of Sagittarius or with Saturn in the sign of Capricorn, and finally Jupiter has moved out, and finally Jupiter goes into its natural house, the 9th house, the house of Dharma, the house of Guru, and this Jupiter gives you the absolutely right guidance. It just brings your life back on track because it has the aspect on what you call as Dharma Trikona or the divine trine. It aspects your ascendant, therefore changing your personality, giving you the very core happiness, setting your mindset correct, and especially if it aspects the moon, it clears off the negative thoughts. The thoughts created by Saturn in the 8th house, now Jupiter gives you the understanding why Saturn did, what happened in your life, the reason behind it, and how can you make it more productive. It might not just give you wealth, or it might just not hand over the solution to you, but it will definitely let you know how you can make the best use of whatever situation you are in, and then using a step-by-step approach, you can increase your life in a positive direction. Use of technology, use of powerful intent is going to be one of the key way you can become successful when Jupiter will be in the 9th house. Religious travel, religious pilgrimage is on the card. Try to meditate, try to go into an ashram, or at least try to meditate on Lord Vishnu. Chant Vishnu Sahasranam, and you will see that first of all it will affect you emotionally, and emotionally you will become very positive, and then you will see that your physical health will improve, and overall improvement. It's mostly holistic improvement for Gemini. I will say for Gemini, it is one of the best time. Make the best use of it. Cancer Ascendant. You are in the ascendant where Jupiter gets exalted. So you are definitely one that Jupiter loves a lot. But Jupiter rules your 6th house. When Jupiter rules your 6th house and it goes into the 8th house, first of all, it creates a Viparit Rajyog. It creates a Viparit Rajyog, and also it aspects the 12th and 2nd house from you. This Jupiter solves financial blockages. This helps you solve the matters in your family. This improves the quality of money that you invest. Your investment will now give you more returns. Yes, what it will not give you is short-term gains. It will give you long-term gains. So whatever you are doing, you should plan for a year or two. Short-term planning should be done carefully because Jupiter being in the 8th house is in the blind spot. Jupiter in the 8th house also means that you need to do some research on scriptures, history, Vedas, Upanishads, and try to learn Sanskrit or any ancient language like Tamil. This will help you understand the past, the glorious past of the human civilization, the history, and it will give you the right guidance, and you don't know when and where the guidance may come from. Jupiter will also aspect the 4th house by the 9th aspect, which means you may buy property, you may use your inheritance to buy some home, a car, or you can open up a business that helps you run the family. The things that were blocked will now start moving. But because it's a Viparit Rajyog, that means negative circumstance will also be a part of this transit. Obstacles will come, so that in order to overcome the obstacle, in order to go that extra mile, you will put extra effort, and that extra effort will count as the blessing of Jupiter, because through karma you will be able to succeed. Remember, for this entire duration, Saturn will aspect your 1st house, thereby restricting your thought process. So whatever you do, there will be minute blockages, but you need to keep your head clear, because only by logical thinking and by out of the box understanding of the subject, going deep and learning the depth, you will be able to find a solution. Because Jupiter in the 8th house for Cancer right now is like you want to jump and search the ocean. You must know how deep is the ocean, otherwise you will simply go downward and you won't find an end. Knowledge is the key for your ascendant, and especially if you are Cancer moon sign. Leo ascendant. Jupiter is in the 7th house. It aspects your ascendant. It aspects your 3rd and 11th house. So it definitely gives you a great guidance and a good feedback from the spouse, gives you a nice environment that helps you overcome your problems, but it also gives you a reality check and an ego check. Especially if you are a Leo ascendant and you are right now transitioning between Rahu Mahadasha to Jupiter Mahadasha, you will see the maximum impact of the Jupiter transit, and this transit will give you a lot of reality checks, so you need to be very, very careful. Otherwise, Jupiter transit on ascendant is good for personality development, it is good for business, it is good for the spouse, it is good for marriage, it is good to resolve marriage related issues, and Jupiter in the aspecting the 3rd and the 11th house is a desire fulfilling aspect. Whatever you aspect will be fulfilled provided you prove yourself worthy. See, there is a difference between Jupiter being a guru and Venus being a guru. Venus gives you, doesn't matter who you are or what karma you have done, if you just pray to Venus. That means whatever Venus gives you may be good for you, may be bad for you. But what Jupiter gives you will always be good for you, and that is why you must prove. And how to prove? By being in service to humanity, by serving your guru, and by having a spiritual mindset. 3rd house will be also aspected by Jupiter. That means your action will be set straight. You will redirect a lot of things, and that redirection, that rerouting of the karmic efforts is going to give you success, especially in the fields of career and marriage. So these two sectors of your life will be held securely, and also if you're facing any medical issue, this will also get improved. Especially for the women who are suffering from any issue related to stomach or any issue that you're facing while delivering a child or conceiving a child, you will also see a positive output if you are a Leo moon or Leo ascendant. Overall, this Jupiter transit is like the blessing of Guru, like some Guru is watching over us, as if some angel, a divine power is with you. God is with you. Make the best use of it. Virgo ascendant. Jupiter goes in your 6th house. 6th house is a house where the prarabdha karma lies, your duty and your responsibility lies. But when Jupiter goes in 6th house, it also means that you will expand your loans. That means you are also trying to put your effort and put your knowledge into understanding the difficulties, trying to resolve them, and sometimes it can also put you into a position where the loan is increasing, and sometimes for those people who have Jupiter in a very bad position and you are a Virgo moon, when moon is afflicted, being very precise here, it can increase enemies and it can increase people who are working against you. They will be using higher force. So you need to chant Hanuman, Vadvanala Stotra or Bajrang Baan, and this will give you protection from any negative impact. Jupiter rules your 4th house and then it goes into the 6th house. Loans related to home can be you can get loans for the home. You can buy home. Just be careful that when you are buying the home, don't cross the limit. Don't think you will be able to repay later on, and so you will stretch. This stretching of capacity shouldn't be done when Jupiter is in 6th house, because it will stretch you beyond what you need, and then there will be problem, because after all Saturn is in the 5th house. The productivity is limited. You can't extract 100 liters of liquid from a 1 liter bottle. So that is how you have to be very practical. And if you are practical, you will see this Jupiter will bless you with a good career, expansion of job, expansion of role and responsibilities. You will also see that all your isolation will end. You will get a helping hand, and Jupiter will also improve your bank balance. So before you spend anything, try to understand how much your capacity is. Try to increase your capacity, because if you will focus on that, Jupiter will help you. From the matters of disease to the loans, Jupiter will try to recover, and Jupiter will help you get out of any difficult situation. From matters of marriage and divorce, this is not a good position. So if you're already in a troubled marriage, remember that 7th Lord is in 6th house, so you should be careful while going into any conflict, while starting any fight. overall, this is a very good transit, but because Jupiter is in 6th house, your prarabdha will also open up. So for some you will see that it's going to be a smooth sail, but for few who have a bad Jupiter in their chart will find it a difficult time. So for you, it depends if you are a Virgo ascendant or Virgo moon sign, the position of Jupiter in your case. So overall, I will say this is a mixed transit for you, and if you are facing any result, you should contact a learned astrologer or at least a learned person from your own profession, because only a guru or a learned person can help you out in this case if you are in a problem. Otherwise, you will see that your roles and responsibility will help you grow, especially when Jupiter will move into Pisces. Consider this transit as a transit that lays the platform, that builds a platform for you where you can expand in the future. Libra Ascendant. Jupiter moves in your 5th house, it aspects your 1st and the 9th house, a brilliant placement. Jupiter controls your 6th house and this goes in the 5th house. Now, this is where luck favors you. But don't risk, don't gamble, don't put your money into speculative business more than you can accept the loss. Bite what you can chew. Jupiter's presence in the 5th house will also expand the productivity. Jupiter being the 3rd lord, when it goes in the 5th house, also expands and corrects the expression of life. That means overall you will see that you're in a nice place where you can just move your life, maneuver your life in the right direction, as if things are falling in the right place at the right time. What you should do, not provide any random resistance, not provide any resistance because of ego, because you think things that the time is right so you can do anything. Overachievement will be a problem in this case. So if you think that you can overachieve because you think that you are capable enough, you will fail if you don't do a feasibility check. Working within limits is going to be the key theme for Libra Ascendant natives. Your health will improve, especially if you're facing any problem related to childbirth. You will also see that that angle of life will also find a solution. Possibly you will find a good healing practice or a good doctor. 5th house is also the house of media industry, and 5th house is also the house of expression. Be more creative, learn a new language, learn new medium of communication, learn new art and craft, something creative, and you will see that your presence in that field is going to be life-changing for you, not only from the personality side, but also it will increase the productivity of your life. For teachers, this is one of the best transit, and for students, this is a lucky transit because it will help you learn and grab the subject much quicker than previous transits. For you, it's going to be a transit where you will learn a lot of things about life. Scorpio Ascendant. For you, Jupiter will move in the 4th house. A 4th house Jupiter transit is in a way kind of as if Jupiter is exalted, because Jupiter gets exalted in the natural 4th house. This house is actually the natural house or bhava where Jupiter can express itself positively. It means that your connection with spiritual people will increase. Your connection with people with a different mindset than what you have will also increase. The only problem is that because Ketu is going to be for the entire duration of the transit in the 1st house, you will follow and you should follow the path of spirituality even if you don't want to, because Jupiter will push you. It will give you hints, it will make you come in contact with such spiritual and learned people that only by coming and understanding the level of knowledge that they have, you will feel comfortable, you will feel at ease and at home. Jupiter in the 4th house also shows some positive and auspicious event at home. It also shows that because it aspects the 10th house, career will improve and you will get a comfortable career that you want in your life. Jupiter's aspect on the 2 negative houses, 8th and 12th house, protects you from any unforeseen circumstances and unexpected loss. If there is a property that is locked for a long time, it will be unlocked, you will get the best use of it, you will get the benefit out of it. If you want to invest in real estate, this is the good time. If you want to invest into any business that you want to do it for long term, this is a good time for you. Jupiter will overall reduce the losses and protect you from any negative outcome, especially from finances. You need to respect your mother and also the Mother Earth and the Mother Nation. Once you do that, Jupiter the Guru will bless you with the ultimate knowledge, and also your second lord is in 4th house. That means your money in the bank will also get converted into assets. So you can save the money by building assets and buying land, property, and that way you can build a bright future. And also securing your future is going to be one of the key theme of this Jupiter transit. Overall, this transit will make you feel much more safer. Sagittarius Ascendant. In case of Sagittarius Ascendant, Jupiter rules your 1st house. This Jupiter goes in the 3rd house, house of communication. There is a school of thought that says Jupiter is not that great in the 3rd house, but Jupiter's presence in the 3rd house makes you a good teacher, good orator, good preacher, because it aspects the 9th house, it aspects the 7th house and 11th house. So if you are a spiritual person, if you are connected to the field of spirituality, you will see a rapid growth in your life. But because Jupiter's natural characteristic will be to talk, to communicate, to preach in this time, you should be very, very careful what you commit and what you speak. Do not speak negative, do not curse, do not use curse words, because Jupiter is watching what your expression is, and your expression should be sattvic. 3rd house is also your hands, so you need to be helpful towards people who are using their hands for their earning, like artists, like sculptors, like people who are poor and who are using and building things by their hand. And that way Jupiter will bless you a lot. It will change your destiny. Short travels will be happening, so keep on traveling but safely. Take at least one religious pilgrimage while Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius, provided the nation is safe and healthy and you are also safe and healthy. Within the limitations, you should actually express yourself more spiritually. If you are facing any marriage related issue, this will be resolved. If you are facing any business related blockage, it will come clear because your actions will be correct. See, 3rd house is the house of efforts, and when Jupiter goes there, your efforts will expand and you will start working more, you will start doing more, and when you do more, you will get more in return. The only thing is, you shouldn't be all words but no action. That's the negative side of Jupiter transit. Your wishes will be fulfilled if you take the matter in your own hand, and if you start being the guru, if you start showing your true potential, then you will see that you will be known as a leader and you will be known as a person of knowledge. This is a transit where you should shine bright and come out as the leader of your own life. Capricorn Ascendant. Now for you, Jupiter will go in the 2nd house and 3rd lord goes 12th from itself. So you should be very careful what you speak. If the communication lord goes in the 2nd house, your communication can make or break your bank accounts. That means people who are sales representatives, people who are in advertisements, people who use their words as the mode of earning will see a rapid growth in their career. A 2nd house Jupiter also means that you will see a good amount of values coming in your family. You will understand and you will learn the roots of your own culture. And Jupiter aspecting the 8th house will stabilize any investment, inheritance, and if you are in trouble with the in-laws, that will also be resolved in this time frame. Jupiter also aspects 6th house with the 5th aspect, and that is also one area where Jupiter will try to stabilize, especially your disease, because it will correct the food. 2nd house is also mouth, so the medicine that goes in, the food that goes in will be sattvic and it will be having a very positive energy, and that will heal you, especially if you are running a chronic disease. And if you are running a disease of liver or thyroid, you will see a rapid growth in your health. Provided you are speaking positive, you are speaking optimistic, and you are chanting. Vishnu Sahasranam chanting is going to work wonders for you. Saturn is in your 1st house, so just sit and meditate and chant. Chintan and bhajan is the key theme for Capricorn zodiac if they really want to change something in their life. 12th lord in the 2nd house also means that your losses will be converted into gains, and you should find out the right opportunity when things are not good for you. You know, it's like a situation where for one person things are bad, but that is an opportunity for the other person. That's how energy works. If energy comes from somewhere, it goes somewhere. Overall, this is going to be financially very positive transit, but do not curse anyone, otherwise that curse will come back at you and will make the transit a difficult one. Overall, this is a very positive, uplifting transit for Capricorn Ascendant. Aquarius Ascendant. Now Jupiter transits your Ascendant. Your 11th and 2nd Lord goes in the 1st house. This is a brilliant Rajyog because 11th and the 2nd house are called Dhanabhava. And Jupiter, the Lord of wealth and prosperity, comes in your Ascendant, and this gives you and blesses you with prosperity. But this also means that money will be spent on you. That means you will buy something that you always wanted, your wishes will be fulfilled, and the money will be spent on you. That means you should be careful. Don't fill up your wardrobe with clothes, because when Jupiter goes in the 1st house and it expands you, you will also feel the need of a lot of things. So you need to be very, very practical. While you are expanding, squeeze your expenses, and then there will be a balance. Don't go overboard when Jupiter is in Aquarius. Also, Jupiter aspect on 5, 7 and 9 is brilliant for career because 5th house improves your productivity, 7th house improves the area of work. It also helps in marriage and business. It improves the way you are presented in the company. It expands your identity, designation, respect, reputation. And Jupiter aspecting the 9th house means that you will be able to fulfill the dharma. That means if you are not getting what you really wanted, now you will get it exactly. Also, Jupiter being the ruler of 2nd and 11th house shows some auspicious gains and auspicious events in the family where you will be directly involved. So make the best use of it, increase your identity, become a leader, become successful, but also start donating, because Saturn in the 12th house will also see how much conservative you are in donation. Is it only gain, or you're also here to give? Because Aquarius is the ascendant that gives and then it gets. So start giving, start distributing, be holistic, and you will see that your life will take a very bright turn and you will become successful, that a kind of success that you have not seen before. And if you are in Jupiter Mahadasha or Antardasha, you will see a very bright side of your life. Make the best use of it, because Jupiter transit in Aquarius for Aquarius Ascendant and Moon sign is one of the best transit for you, at least from within the last 3 to 4 years. So I wish you all the best. Just follow the path of Guru, Dharma. Pisces Ascendant. For you, Jupiter goes in the 12th house, so people who want to go to a foreign land, people who have visa related issues, people who have career related issues will find job in a long distant place. Jupiter in the 12th house also means that you have to learn something that will take you to places. You will have to learn something from your ancestors. That means if you follow your roots and if you learn from where you are coming, you will get to know much more about yourself, as well as you will get to know what you are really made of, what you really can do. And this assessment of capabilities will help the Jupiter to control your losses. Jupiter aspecting the 6th house means recovery will be faster if you are sick. Jupiter aspecting 4th house means your expenses can increase, but this is an auspicious expense like buying a property. For example, somebody buying a home, giving 20% as down payment, rest is loan. What you will do, you will give 60% down payment to squeeze back your loan. But relax. One thing you shouldn't do, don't let all your funds go into charity, or don't spend everything that you have in trying to help a family member or helping somebody. In case there is an emergency, then it is understandable. You need to pray to Jupiter as a Guru Gayatri Mantra. Chant Guru Gayatri Mantra 108 times every day and start doing some service towards your Guru, towards a Gurudwara, or towards a mentor or teacher. Jupiter aspecting the 6th and the 8th house will balance a lot of things, especially the negativity from your chart. And for you especially, Jupiter will be in the 12th house and will aspect 6th and will aspect 8th. So all the Trik Bhava are now coming under the domain of Jupiter. What is Jupiter? Your ascendant. That means you personally are now going to dominate the negative area of life and you will be able to resolve. So there are a lot of people who are running a positive time. For you, it will be like a throttle to success, a push to success. And if you are facing a bad time, you will see that a rapid recovery will also happen when Jupiter will go in Aquarius. Help is on the cards, and help will be from a very unexpected person. A sudden marriage for people who are eligible for marriage will be also seen, but this marriage will be where you should not spend. See, when it is in the 12th house, donation is definitely a good thing. Overspending should be avoided. For you, it's a thought-provoking transit because 12th house is also house of subconscious mind. When you sleep, play some mantra, some good music, or something holistic in the background and treat your mind on a subconscious level with a lot of positive vibrations. Affirmations is going to be the key for success and to keep your mind set and aligned to pull you out from misery and problem. And if you are really in deep situation and you really can't consult an astrologer and you are in such a financial problem, you should start chanting Gajendra Moksh every day for the next 5 months and you will see a lot of success and a way out, because Jupiter is Guru and Guru is always working towards your benefit and for your well-being. So that was the analysis for the 12 ascendants. You can also watch this analysis for your own moon sign, but just translate the analysis to a psychological level. I hope the Jupiter transit in Aquarius gives you a blessed life. I just hope that Jupiter blesses us all. With this, I end this video. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, this is your host Puneet. Namaste.